Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I am Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV. Today is Monday, July 5th, 2021, and we are here live for episode 35. That's right, y'all, episode 35. So before we get into it, I want to say thank you all so much for your support of the channel, sharing the content, your comments that you leave, and also for being subscribers. So I do encourage you to share the channel with your family members and friends so that they may also be informed, learn about what's going on, and take the necessary steps to protect themselves as well as their families. So I wanted to come on today for those of you who tuned in to yesterday's video where I talked about the Tyson Foods recall. I did say that I would be coming on today to do a follow-up and talk more about the crisis that's currently happening in California. So here on the channel, Andrea Speaks TV, you all know that I have reported on the water shortage emergency that recently occurred in California. And so today I wanted to come and give some more information about wildfires, droughts, and also the crisis that's happening with farming in California. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. Again, thank you all so much for being here and supporting the channel. Okay. All right. So I am sharing my screen with you. So let's go ahead and talk about, so this presentation, I'm going to be sharing mostly pictures with you, and I'll be breaking down the information in the picture. And finally, talking about, not all of us may be in California. I don't live in the state of California. I'm not on the West Coast. However, the things that are happening in California right now, I feel like all of us, no matter where we live at, no matter if we're on the West Coast, East Coast, North, South, Midwest, all of us here in the U.S. should be concerned because for those of you who may not know this, California is a major producer of food here in the United States. Okay, so please make sure that you watch this entire video. I'm going to be sharing some very relevant, very important information with you, sharing pictures so that you can get a visuals so that you can actually see what is going on in the state of California. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Again, this is presented by me, Andrea Speaks TV. This is episode 35, and today is Monday, July 5th, 2021. All right, so again, we're talking about the state of California. Here on the screen is a map of the United States, and shaded in red is the state of California. Okay, so you can see that California is located on the West Coast. Some states that it borders are Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona. Okay. And I want to give you some facts that I was able to look up. I just simply went to, I did a search and California.com. So this information comes from California.com. Here are some facts about California. California is known as the Golden State. The capital city is Sacramento, and it is home at the time of this article. California, it says, is home to over 40 million people. Okay. And if you want to know specifically what time zone California is located in, it is located in the Pacific time zone. Okay. So I just wanted you to, I can't assume that everyone knows where California is located. So I just first wanted to start out with a visual so you can get an idea of where California is located. Okay. Hold on just a second, y'all. I'm going to look up something really quickly. Give me just a minute here. All right, you all please make sure you share this video, hit the thumbs up button. When you do that, more people are able to see the content. They're able to see the video. And so I want to help as many people as possible with the information I share on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe that you can be notified when I upload new content, and you can also stay connected. Okay, just a minute, y'all. Let me double check something. Let's see here. Just a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to go to the next slide. All right, so one crisis that California is currently facing is wildfires. Now, based on my research, it's not uncommon for California to see wildfires each year. But according to an article, and I got this information from the Washington Post, and the title of the article says that firefighters are tackling 3 major wildfires in California in worrying sign as summer begins. So again, I don't live in the state of California, but just based on my research, this is a pretty devastating event for many people. So much so that people are being told to evacuate their homes. People, homes that people have had for several years. And, just think about, your home is where they say home is where your heart is. People have worked hard to build their homes. They enjoy where they live, their communities. They built a community and have a lot of memories there. And, due to these major wildfires that are happening in the state of California, people are having to evacuate, of course, out of, safety concerns, because, let's be real, y'all. These are things, homes, they can, yes, we have a lot of memories, but those things can be replaced. Okay. Our lives, are much more precious. So many people in California are having to evacuate their homes out of an abundance, a need for caution. Okay. And safety. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about exactly what's going on with the wildfires and what caused them. Okay, so again, this article is from the Washington Post, and I'm going to read it. It says, firefighters in California are battling 3 sizable wildfires in what authorities are characterizing as a worrying sign that this year's fire season could be even more devastating than the record-breaking destruction seen in 2020. Okay, now here's a quote, and I read. It says, we're seeing a large increase in fires on a historical basis compared to where we would be at this time last year. Okay, and that is a quote by California Fire Battalion Chief John Hagee. He also said that this is a large indicator that we're looking at another busy fire season. Okay, remember I told you all that it's, based on my research, it's not uncommon for the state of California to see wildfires from year to year. Okay. So, so the fire chief goes on to say that this is a large indicator that we're looking at another busy fire season. Okay. It also says all the same scenarios that set up last year for such a devastating year have the same potential for this year. Okay. Now, the article also says that as of Friday morning, the lava fire north of Mount Shasta, which is an active volcano, had burned, listen to this, y'all, had burned 23,849 acres, with 27% of the flames, it says, contained by a team of over 1,000 firefighters. Okay, that is according to the U.S. Forest Service. And it says that the fire actually sparked June 25th after a lightning strike. Okay, so if you're wondering, okay, what caused the wildfires that we're currently hearing about in the state of California? Well, according to this article by the Washington Post, the fire started June 25th or sparked June 25th after a lightning strike. Okay, so that's an example of a natural disaster that's happening in California. Okay, so we talked about the wildfires, but that's certainly not everything going on. So now I want to go to the next slide, and I want to talk more about the droughts. Okay, now in one of the episodes here on Andrea Speaks TV, I spoke to you about the water shortage emergency that was going on at the time of the article. It was affecting about 2 million 2 million people in Northern California. Okay, so I want to talk to you about a very, alarming article that I read on CNN. And the title of the article says that California's historic drought is causing drinking water. Okay, listen to this, y'all. I'm going to say it again. Please pay attention to what is happening here. Okay, so the title of the article says California's historic drought is causing drinking water, to taste like dirt. Okay, and if you think that's shocking, the article also says that officials said just add lemon. Okay, now what's going on with that, y'all? So you mean to tell me that people in California, where it's been said that they're having a historic drought, okay, not only is the drinking water tasting like dirt, but officials in California are telling the residents to just add lemon to their water. So I was like, wait a minute, I can't believe that I have to keep reading. Like, let me see what's going on with that. So according to the article, and I just took a clip from the article and I posted it here, but someone by the name of Carlos Eliason, who is the city's utility spokesperson, told CNN, and I quote, "We realize that it's unpleasant," okay? And he also goes on to say, and I highlighted this in yellow, okay? The city's utility spokesperson told CNN, "The earthy taste that some of our customers are experiencing is harmless and can be neutralized by adding some lemon or putting it in the refrigerator." Okay. Now, what do y'all think about that? Okay, so you mean to tell me, now I know, of course, water, spring water, it comes from, the ground. We know water comes from the ground. But if your water tastes like dirt and someone tells you, hey, it's fine, just add lemon to it. I mean, what does that say, y'all? Put in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on that. So let me just play this back in my mind. Okay. So your drinking water tastes like dirt. Now, we do know, again, I'm not in California. So, but I do know that there are systems and there are facilities in place that are supposed to filter our water, right? They're supposed to filter our water before they actually, get to our homes, get to our businesses. But these people are being told to just add lemon to their water. What do y'all think about that? Something is not right about that to me. So again, let me read you, and I quote, the city's utility spokesperson told CNN, "We realize that it's unpleasant. The earthy taste that some of our customers are experiencing is harmless and can be neutralized by adding some lemon or putting it in the refrigerator." Now, it does say that after more than a decade of extreme drought, it's not unusual for Sacramento's water to taste a little off. Okay, the article says it just doesn't usually start to taste funky until the late summer or early fall, when water levels are at their lowest. So again, this does sound like a situation where California residents may have to deal with their water tasting unpleasant. But I just think the fact that in this particular situation where there are already droughts going on, and even the fact that at the same time that droughts are going on, that there are wildfires going on, people are being told as a solution, hey, it's fine, just add lemon. It just doesn't sound right. And as a matter of fact, I would even question Eliason, the city's utility spokesperson. Are you doing the same thing to your water? Are you actually drinking the water yourself? Are you doing the same thing to the water that you're telling these residents to do? So, these are the type of questions that I ask. And even though this is happening in California, one thing that I want us to question and be aware of is that this could happen in our city. Okay, this could happen in your city. This could happen in my city. I hope it doesn't. But again, if it's happening in California, who's to say that things like this couldn't have an effect all over our country? Okay, so keep that in mind for what's to possibly come in your particular area. Okay. All right, let's continue. Animals are even, seeing the effects of the droughts as well as the wildfires. And so this article was interesting. It comes from The Guardian. And the article says that everywhere, rattlesnakes everywhere, the odd consequences of California's drought. Okay, now the article, as you can see from the picture, we see a bear, maybe a mama bear, papa bear, but we see a bear and then we see a small cub, right? They look like they appear to be crossing the highway, crossing the road. And so the article, the caption or the subtitle of the article says, snakes, bears, and other animals are seeking refuge from the drying landscapes. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me read that again. Snakes, bears, and other animals seeking refuge from the drying landscape are increasingly finding their way into urban environments. Okay. Now, right under the picture, the caption says, wildlife vets have reported big changes in the numbers of abandoned babies or injured animals brought into their centers and sightings, okay, especially bears. Okay. So again, animals, wildlife, they're noticing what's going on as well. And, you can learn a lot from animals. You can learn a lot from just observing animals. And, they're going to protect themselves as well. They have a natural instinct to respond to situations like this. And so, even the residents. So not only are the residents of California dealing with droughts, they're dealing with the wildfires, but now they have to be on the lookout for those who are still there, and maybe some who are in areas that may not be as impacted. They're having to also deal with the fact that now we have animals, we have rattlesnakes, we have bears who are leaving their natural habitats, and they're going to more urban areas. So that's something to be on the lookout as well. Bears being in your backyard, being in the city, things of that nature. Okay, so animals are responding as well. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, I want to talk about farmland. Farmland. This article comes from the New York Times, and it says it's some of America's richest farmland, but what is it without water? Okay, now the article also says a California farmer decides it makes better sense to sell his water than to grow rice. Listen to this, y'all. An almond farmer considers uprooting his trees. Okay, now California, from my understanding, I'm going to share this. California is a major producer of almonds. And so, the almond farmers are considering uprooting their trees to put up solar panels. Okay, drought is transforming the state with broad consequences for the food supply. Now, sit with me, y'all, because I'm going to be sharing some important information about how all of this is going to affect us. Okay. All right, this article comes from Bloomberg Green, and it says that California's drought is so bad that almond farmers are ripping out trees. Okay, it says the famed farming valleys of California are being swept into what it feels like permanent dryness, raising the specter of food inflation. Okay, meaning that the price of food is going to skyrocket and increase from the current prices that they are now. Okay, now, so again, we have a picture, and it looks like a man who is operating a tractor. And under the caption, it says, in Gustine, California, almond farmer Eric Gempry clears a wind-felled tree with his tractor. Okay, so again, the conditions are getting so bad that farmers in California are making decisions about, specifically, for example, this almond farmer, he's having to uproot his trees. Okay. All right, so in my research, just trying to figure out, okay, well, California is a major producer of food. Exactly what types of foods come from California? And I even shared in episode 34, when I was speaking about doing this video, I shared that the market, so my family and I, we buy a lot of fresh foods, fruits, vegetables, things like that. We buy them from the local market here where we live at. And so the particular market where we shop, they actually, above the food items, the fruits, the vegetables, the fresh foods, they actually excuse me, y'all, let me get some water. Hold on. They actually have a sign, and they will tell you what state or what country the fruits, the vegetables come from. So I didn't take pictures last time, but I go there every week, so it's nothing to take pictures there. But I'm going to take pictures, and I'm going to show you all just how many fresh fruits, how many fresh vegetables, and food items come from California. Okay, but I said, you know what? Let me do a little more research, and I came upon this site. Okay, the name of it is Keep California Farming. I'm not familiar with the site. I don't know the people who run the site, but one thing I did like about their website is that they talked about the foods, the different food items that California grows. So I use information from their website. Again, it's Keep California Farming. Okay, you can just do a Google search, pull up their website. They do have a wealth of information. And it appears to me that this is an organization who is fighting to keep, farming alive and thriving in California, despite the fact that they're seeing droughts, despite the fact that they're seeing the wildfires. Okay, so you can do some research on them. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you a visual. I want to give you a picture and show you, even if you're not located in the state of California, I want you to see just how many different food items come from California. And maybe you even see them in your own local grocery store or market. But I want to show you this just so you can see how important California is to agriculture and food, the food supply here in the U.S. Okay, so on the screen, I'm sharing my screen with you. And it says California grown foods. Okay, now, according to the article, this information is put together by Keep California Farming. It says California's agricultural abundance includes more than 400 commodities and produces nearly half of all U.S. grown fruits, nuts, and vegetables. All right. So the article says, check out some of the amazing edibles that the beautiful Golden State produces and discover interesting facts about California grown food. So let's take a look. On the next few slides, I'm going to show you some of the foods that we get from California. Okay, so almonds. So the picture, we're going to start from the left and go to the right on each slide. So almonds, California is a major producer of almonds, and it says 90% of all almonds in the world come from California. Okay. We also get apples. It says California is the second largest exporter of apples in the U.S. Apricots. California produces over 95% of the apricots grown in the U.S. And artichokes. Okay, California produces 100% of the artichokes in the U.S. Now, again, this information is according to the organization Keep California Farming. These are just four items that are California grown foods, but I do have more to share with you. Okay, so let me know in the comments. Do you eat any of these food items? Did you know that these came from California? And let me ask you this question. As we're going through the different food items and I'm explaining them to you, I want you to ask yourself, with everything that's going on in California, the droughts, the wildfires, what kind of effect do you think that's going to happen? What kind of effect, rather, do you think that will have on the food items that we're seeing here? Okay, if do you think that it may mean that there may be less of a supply? And then, based on, we talked about how supply and demand work. If there are fewer almonds produced, apples, apricots, artichokes, if there are fewer of those items, if the farmers can't grow those items due to droughts, due to the wildfires, what do you think will happen to the price of those items in the grocery store? Okay, someone let me know in the comments. That means that the price is going to go up, right? So we can all pretty much expect, based on what's happening in the state of California currently, and even what farmers are saying, you can research on your own, and you can see exactly what some of the farmers are saying. The price of these foods are going to go up. Okay, so let's continue. So these are 4 items: almonds, apples, apricot, artichokes. Let's take a look at some more. These are all food items that you may or may not have known come from the state of California. Avocados. Avocados, California, it says grows 90% of the avocado crops in the U.S. Broccoli. California produces 90% of broccoli in the U.S. We also have cantaloupe. California produces about 75% of all cantaloupes grown in the nation. And we also have carrots. Carrots is the, California, it says, is the carrot capital, producing about 80% of the nation's crop. All right, going to continue. All right, these are more California grown foods. Cauliflower. Cauliflower, almost all of the cauliflower grown in the U.S. comes from the Salinas Valley in California. Celery, California produces 95% of the celery grown in the U.S. Corn, California produces 16% of the nation's sweet corn, ranking number 2 in the U.S. And we also have dates. California produces 99% of the dates in the U.S. All right, all of these are California grown foods. Okay. Do you eat any of these items? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Figs. California produces 100% of the nation's dried figs and 98% of the fresh figs. All right. We also have garlic. Garlic, it says California is the largest producer of commercial garlic in the U.S. We also have grapes. Napa Valley, for those of you all who may or may not know about Napa Valley alone, has the world's highest concentration of wineries. Okay, over 200 and counting. Okay, so again, you all know, for those who drink it, you know, wine comes from grapes, right? So this could also, you know, because of the droughts, because of the wildfires, if there are less and less grapes available to make wine, then of course, quite naturally, this will also impact the prices of wine, okay, for consumers. All right. Kiwi fruit. California produces around 98% of the kiwi fruit grown in the U.S. All right, let's look at more food items. Some things that you may shop for at the store. I want you to know how, with everything going on, the crisis in California, how you will be impacted and affected by this as well. Okay, if you shop for lemons, it says that California, hold on just a minute, y'all. Okay, California is the largest supplier of lemons in the U.S., producing over 92%. Also lettuce, over 90% it says of lettuce sold in the U.S. is grown in California. Nectarines, California produces 95% of nectarines in the U.S. Olives, California is responsible for 99% of all olive oil produced in the U.S. Okay, so myself, just use me as an example, I cook with olive oil. And so again, with everything going on, if you know, if the production of olives are affected, guess what? That's also going to affect olive oil, purchasing olive oil in the grocery store. It's probably going to cost a lot more if you are able to find it. Okay. Let's talk about oranges. Now, in the state of Florida, quite naturally, you know, Florida is known for oranges. Okay, I'll give you something. Okay. Florida is known for oranges. And so California produces oranges as well. Okay, peaches. California produces 65% of all of the total U.S. crops of peaches. Pistachios. California is the second largest producer of pistachios in the world. And plums. 97% of all U.S. grown plums are grown in California. So a lot of different, do you all see how much food comes from California? And I'm not sure if I'm even mentioning all of these. Here are some more on the next screen. But just think about that, y'all. That's a lot of food. Those are a lot of foods that, you know, we not only you know, eat for nutrition, but they also have several different health benefits as well. Okay, let me get you something in just a minute. Okay. All right. So take a look at this. Take a look at this slide, y'all. Let me get my daughter something to drink because she wants something to drink now. and I'll come right back and explain it. Okay. All right. So take a look at these different food items, and I'll explain it. Okay. Put in the comments, let me know your thoughts on these items. Okay. I'll be right back. All right. Thank you all so much. I had to get my child some water. All right. So let me know. Can you all still hear me? You all let me know. Are you all still able to hear me? All right. So let me talk about the food items on this screen. Okay. We have pomegranates. California produces 99% of pomegranates. I think I put it on, it's on the counter right there. All right, so California, it says, produces 99% of the pomegranates in the U.S. Strawberries, California produces 80% of the nation's strawberry crops. Tomatoes, California is the #1 provider for tomatoes here in the U.S. And then walnuts, 99% of the walnuts produced in the U.S. come from California. All right, so all of these food items, again, we heavily rely on California to produce those items for us here in the U.S. And if something, such as the droughts and the wildfires, if they're disrupting the agricultural industry in California, the farm industry in California, then quite naturally, the prices of those items are going to increase. Okay, either we're not going to have them in supply, or because the supply is so low, that cost is going to be passed on to the consumers, like us, who shop for those items in the form of higher costs. Okay. All right. So on the website, Keep California Farm. It's kind of a tongue twister, y'all. Let me say it again. On the website, Keep California Farming, they did provide some information. This article says severe ramifications that affect us all. And this kind of really ties into what I was saying. Even if you're not located in the state of California, this is something that's going to affect us all. All right, so I had to get some more water. All right, so let me read what they're saying. So according to the organization Keep California Farming, okay, they say these issues are not just affecting thousands of Californians, but have severe ramifications for the entire United States in general. Okay. Isn't that what I've been saying? Now, I've been saying this before I read this. Okay. But this is what they're saying. Okay. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 bullet points. So stick with me, y'all. All right. Now, according to the article, it says, as we shut down, now this is what's happening in California. So please, please, please listen. Okay. So they're saying that as we shut down farms and continue to allow our California farmers to fallow land, our food will no longer be regulated by the government, by the United States government. Our food will be coming primarily from Mexico and China, without the votes of our own citizens in the United States on the standards to which that food is grown. All right, think about that, y'all. These are the consequences that are that they're saying are coming out of the fact that farms are being shut down, which means that the crops are not being, harvested. These are the consequences that we're going to see here in the United States. Okay, so they're saying that food will no longer be regulated by the U.S. government. Our food will be coming primarily from Mexico and China, without the votes of our own citizens in the United States on the standards to which that food is grown. Again, I talked about it in the Tyson video, how, there are systems and places, there are systems and controls in place to help, help govern or regulate the proper inspection of our food items, so that when they reach us, the consumers, as well as businesses, people won't be getting sick. But then they're saying that, if our food is controlled by, or regulated and controlled by outside governments, then without the votes of our own citizens, it says the standards to which food is grown, we won't have any say in that. So that's pretty concerning. The article also says that the price of food has already and will continue to increase throughout the entire United States, not just in California. Okay. I think that's true. I've been seeing that where I live at. Let me know, has the price of food where you are, has the price increased as well? Okay, I've definitely seen that. Now, it says the unemployment in the San Joaquin Valley is at an all-time high and is going to continue to soar as we shut down farms and other farm-related businesses. Okay, so not only is it affecting us as consumers of the products that are grown on farms, but think about the impact that this has on the farmers, their families, their lives, generations who have been farming. They've been passing down farming for generations. This is a very serious situation, and it's something that greatly impacts the farmers as well. All right. So let's see. It says the unemployment is at an all-time high and is going to continue to soar as we shut down farms and other farm-related businesses. Now, it says the article says this effect will continue throughout the United States for other businesses you may not even consider, such as logistics companies, insurance companies, and other ag-related manufacturers. Okay, so again, this not only affects, you think that it's because it's just happening in one area. You don't think that, oh, this is a California thing, it's not going to affect us. We're going to not only see this happen, and we're not only going to see the effects of this in different cities and states across the U.S., but also in other industries. And the article mentions logistic companies, insurance companies, and other ag-related manufacturers. Okay. The article also says shutting down farms in California affects the economy of the entire United States at large, just not in California. And then it says, I'm changing the slides by accident. Sorry about that. Okay. And the article also says that foods and products and love will cease to exist. This can include almonds, pistachios, figs, and artichokes, and all the other foods that I mentioned, which are primarily grown in California. So think about that, y'all. Definitely something to be concerned about. Okay. All right. So I want you to, based on the information that I have presented, and also from your own research, which I hope you all do research as well, but ask yourself this question. Okay. Why are all of this? This is something that I asked myself. And so I want you to ask yourself this question as well. Okay. Why are all these things happening in California? California, as we said, is a state that is a major producer of food here in the United States. So why are all of these things happening in California? And why are all of these things happening at the same time? Why are we seeing droughts, wildfires, a threat to farming? Why are all of these things happening at the same time? Now, there are some people who argue and who will make the case that these are things that were planned out. It was designed to happen this way. And then there are some people who will say, you know what, these are just natural disasters, and this is just, unfortunately, some effects of it. But I want you to do your research. I want you to ask yourself this question. I want you to do your own research and come up with your conclusion. Why are these things happening? It seems very odd. Again, I'm not in California, but it does seem quite odd and concerning that all of these things are happening in California at the same time. And the fact that California is such a major producer of food, it just feels like our food industry is being under attack. And so that's what I'm saying here on the next slide. Our food and our water supplies are being threatened. Okay, both of these things, food and water, are essential for life. Okay, think about that, y'all. Again, I wanted to give you a visual of what's going on. You see several pictures there and words on the screen. Food crisis. The fact that, we can't, the fact that some people are having trouble finding water because of the water shortages, things like that. Bottled water is, in some of these stores, bottled water may even be hard to find. if you can find it at all. If you can find it, the price of bottled water may increase. Even in the stores, one of these pictures, it looks like the produce section of the grocery store. Notice how a lot of the items, it seems like, are missing. The shelves are bare. Okay. Could it be that there are there's no more food to replace what's on the shelves? Will it take weeks and weeks just to replenish what was already purchased by customers? So think of that. And I've seen, actually, where I am, I've seen grocery store shelves actually look like this. So this is something that's very real. It's not a conspiracy at all. There are facts, there are pictures, and there are facts out to support that. And, what does it really say about our food supply chain? I included this. It says the food supply chain is breaking. When you take a look around and you see what's really going on, you can say, wait a minute, something's going on here. Food shortages, food crisis, the supply chain is breaking. And you all already know from the channel that I've been reporting on the supply chain crisis that's happening, that actually, ports in California, where the shipping containers, the ships with the shipping containers were docking, but due to several factors, they were, they couldn't be unloaded in the normal amount of time. So all the shipping containers were there and things were backed up, and they couldn't send, after the shipping containers were empty, they couldn't send them back to where they came from. And so that it just creates a dilemma. And it just creates a dilemma for the supply chain. So again, it doesn't just affect the food industry. We see this happening and affecting a lot of different industries. All right. So think about the pictures that is on the screen. Now, the best thing that we can do, you may say, well, Andrea, this is a lot of information. What can we make of this? As I have been saying, okay, as I have been saying and sharing on the channel, the best thing that you can do for yourself, for your family, is to be prepared, to get prepared. It's better if you stay ready than to wait until a disaster happens and then try to scramble and find food, find water, and you just have a hard time. So I definitely want to say that to the people of California, my thoughts and prayers are with you. There are some people who I can imagine in the state of California who, they saw what was coming and they're prepared. But, there are some people who are, unfortunately, may not have known due to no fault of their own. And so, they're experiencing challenges and struggles now. But I do pray for the people of California that they are able to have all of their needs met, because this really is a situation where you're fighting to survive. Again, food and water, those are things that are essential for human life. So, the best thing that we can do is to be prepared. Now, you may say, okay, Andrea, what does being prepared look like? For those of us who are not in California, while we still have time before things reach wherever you are, before this same type of situation reaches your state, while you're able to. I can't tell you what to do. I can just make suggestions, but make sure that you stock up on food, even stock up on emergency food. I do have a website. The link is in the description of the video. If you need to get any emergency food supply needs as well as survival needs, you can visit my website, which is preparewithandrea.com. I'll put that on the screen for you. My website is preparewithandrea.com. All type of different items are there, and it ships to you, fairly quickly. But make sure you check that out. Also, the link is in the description of the video. Making sure that you have a supply of clean water for drinking as well as for cooking. I just encourage you. My family and I, we sit down, my husband and I, we made a plan. And so I would even encourage you to do that as well, because y'all, the times that we're living in, we don't know what's going to go on. Every day, if you all look at the news, every day it seems like there's something, something going on left and right. And so the best thing that we all can do when we know these things are happening, or if we know these things are coming down the pipeline, the best thing that we can do is to get prepared today, okay, if we haven't already done so. There are some videos out there where people are canning food to preserve their food. Also, people are growing gardens, okay? So those are some other alternatives, ways that you can get prepared as well. So there are many different ways out there. Again, it does require some research. So yes, here on Andrea Speaks TV, I share information and news that you can use. But y'all, we're living in a day of information. And so there's a wealth of information out there on the internet. I encourage you to please start looking up these different ways that you can prepare for disasters and things like that. So all of these things are going to help you and your family. Okay. I think that was the last slide. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. But again, make sure that make sure that you're prepared, so that if and when these things water shortages, food shortages, they come to your area, you and your family will be prepared. Okay. All right, y'all. So that is it for episode 35. I will be coming on again today. I'm not sure what time, but I do want to talk about a speech by Frederick Douglass. And he actually gave this speech over 169 years ago, where he talked about what was July 4th to the slave back in, I believe it was 1852, if I'm not mistaken, 1852, if I'm not, let me make sure before I quote that, because there may be someone watching that's saying, okay, Andrea, I want to make sure that I tune in when you give that, where you give a breakdown of that speech. So hold on just a minute, y'all, and make sure I get my facts straight, because I don't have my notes on that video with me. So give me just a moment. Let me look that up. If you don't already follow me, please make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Andrea Speaks TV. Again, you can follow me on Facebook at Andrea Speaks TV, Facebook and Instagram at Andrea Speaks TV. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay, so it was July. I had the right year. So on July the 5th, 1852, Frederick Douglass gave a speech in Rochester, New York. And so that's 169 years ago today. And a lot of the points that he made in his speech sound very relevant today. And that speech was all about, he was asking the question, what to the slave is the 4th of July? So I want to play a video, if it will play. In the video, someone will be reading the speech by Frederick Douglass. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can tune in for that. Again, I want to say thank you all so much for your support of the channel. If the information has been beneficial to you, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. Give this video a thumbs up when you do that. That also gives me feedback, as I work to grow and improve on the content that I give you all. When you hit the thumbs up, I hope you hit the thumbs up button, but let me know give me some feedback. I would like to know what you all feel about the content, how you all feel about the content on the channel. And also share the video with family members or friends. Encourage them to subscribe to the video, encourage them to subscribe to the channel. And again, I just want to say I appreciate your support. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much. I will be coming back a little bit later for episode 36. Hey, I'm still working, y'all, doing research. It takes time to put together the information and the information that I present to you all, but I think it's well worth it. I definitely don't complain, because at the same time, while I'm helping my family and friends, I want to be able to do that for you as well. Okay. All right, y'all. So I want to again say thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Again, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Andrea Speaks TV. Again, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Follow me at Andrea Speaks TV. And again, if you need some emergency food supply, as well as survival needs, make sure you check out my website, preparewithandrea.com. So thank you all so much. This has been episode 35 of Andrea Speaks TV. Thank you.